Discuss numerical solution of equations. We know that where your fx is equal to 0 is your equation. So we are try to find out the solution of these equations. And we have the polynomial equation. We know that the polynomial equation like x square plus 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. We have also some special kind of the equation. Those are called your tangential equations. Tangential equations are the equation in which we have the spatial functions involved. Spatial function means that your trigonometric function, logarithmic function, exponential functions. So the equation those involve these functions is called your tangential equations. So to solve these equations or find the root of these equations, we use your bisection method, method of false positions, Newton methods, and few more methods. So solution of algebraic and tangential equation. Algebraic are your normal polynomial equation. Tangential are the equation which involve your special functions. We have one property that is called intermediate value theorem. That theorem says that if we have any function like this here, this is your function graph of that y is equal to fx. If it has opposite sign at two different points, like here one point is your a and the value of function at this is your negative, and at point b the value of function is your positive. So if it is continuous curve or it is continuous function, then it should cross your this x-axis at once, and that point is called your root of that equation. So it is not necessary it touch its one time only. It may possible if we take a at here and b at here, it may possible. So it cross your this many times. So we may say at least one time it cross your x-axis. So what bisection method says, if we have the such a point a and b, so we divide these a and b where the value of the function having opposite sign, we divide these two into a equal parts, two equal parts. So two equal parts means we must find out the midpoint of these. So obvious we know that to calculate the midpoint we just use the average of these, that is a plus b by 2. So because of two equal parts, this method name is bisect, or that means bisection method. So this method say that we assume that your function or equation is lies between 2 point A and B, and at FA and FB are of opposite sign on your point A and B respectively. So particularly it may possible at FA it is positive or FB it is negative. It may possible at FA it is positive, FB it is negative, and FA it is negative and FB it is positive. So both things are possible. So we consider particular one case where we assume that FA is your negative, so FB is positive. So it is negative at A and it is positive at B. So we say this curve, assume this curve cross like this. Then your first approximation of roots lies between your these 2 points, that is A and B. So to calculate the first approximation, we divide your A and B into two equal parts by using the formula a plus b by 2. So that give you a value your x1. So now this x1 may lies on the right hand side of this root in which we are interested. It may possible it is your left hand side of this root, right? Or it may possible it just touch that root. So for that we needed to check the value of the function at x1 is 0. If it is so, So this x1 is your roots, and we can stop our iterations process or bisection method. But on the other hand, it may possible at this x1 the value of function is positive. So first, another case, we assume that the value of this function is positive. Now what happen if this value is positive? We know that the root always lies between those points where the value of function having opposite sign. Opposite signs means we already consider here at a value of function is negative, at b value of function is positive. So we assume at this point your root lies between a and b because function having opposite sign. So now we assume that the function at x1 is positive. So if it is positive, we replace this b by your x1. That means your root is lies between function having opposite sign. That means the at a and between x1. So now next root we may calculate between your a and x1. Now this is our assumption only, so it may possible at the same point the value of function may be negative also. So what we do if it is negative, that means this lie on the left hand side of this somewhere here. So in that case this touches your negative side, so the value of function is negative here, right? So in this case if it is negative, we replace this a into x1. Now root lies between your x1 and b. So in second case your root is lies between x1 and b. But if your case is of your first kind, then we say that root is lies between your a and x1, right? So this line say that the root between a and x1, if x1 is positive, that we already discussed, and x1 and b if value of fx1 is your negative. So again, then we bisect these interval. It may be your this ax1, it may be your x1 b, whichever is occur. So as per as your figure we are following, so we assume that finally at x1 the value of function is positive. See, we assume your this one case. So if we assume this one case for further working, so that means your root is lies between a and x1 now. So next iterations, that is your x2, we can calculate the bisection point or bisect point by using the formula here a plus x1 by 2. Or we may say, if you want to go for the same formula, we may say we replace here this x1 by b, just for the symmetricity of the formula. So what here is say your the value of function is positive that we discussed, then root lie between a and x1. So we can calculate your second iteration by x2 is equal to 1 by 2 a plus x1. Now again at your this point x2, three cases are possible. It may possible the value of the function at x2 is your 0. So if it is 0, so this is your root. If it is positive, so we keep in mind your previous value, the interval where root lies at your a, the value of function is negative, at b, sorry, x1 value of function is your positive. So if this x2 is positive, now we replace your this x1 by your x2. That means your root lies between your a and x2. But it may possible the value of this function at x2 is negative. So if it is negative, we replace here this a instead of x1. So that means your root lies between your x2 and x1. You may say x1 and x2, that is the same thing. So as per as your graph figure we can follow, we assume that here your x2 lies on your left hand side. So left hand side means toward the a, that means it's negative value. So we assume that as per as the figure is concerned, your roots lies between your x1 and x2. So we assume only this third case, that value of function at x2 is negative, so root lies between x1 and x2. And for the third approximation, we just take the average of these two, so that is x3 is equal to 1 by 2 x1 plus x2 and so on. So this so on we can calculate x4 x5. So when you calculate x4 and 5, gradually this approaching this roots. So when it very much closer to this, where that approximation we say is your final root of this fx is equal to 0. And for mathematically we just take the difference between last two roots, and if its approximate value are same up to desired accuracy, then we can stop. Like in your first example, find a root of equation x cube minus 4x minus 9 using bisection method, correct to third decimal places. So first we check where the value of function is having opposite sign. So we just check at 0. At 0 its value is minus 9. At 1 the value of function is minus 11, I think. And similarly at 2 it is your 8, it is minus 8 and minus 9, so it is minus 9. Now all these values are negative, but at 3 when you calculate here, so its value is 3 raised to a q is 27. At 3 minus 12 minus 9, so it is something 6. So if you see here at these two point 2 and 3, the value of function is having opposite sign. So opposite sign means your crosses your x-axis at this one time. We start our approximation with these 2 points, that is 2 and 3. So we just take the average of these two, means bisect them at 2 plus 3 divided by 2. So it is 2.25. Now we just put this value in your original function again. So just to check that whether the value of function at 2.5 is negative or positive. So if you put here, it is 2.5 cube minus 4 into 2.5 minus 9. After calculating we get, you can use the calculator for this, scientific calculator, minus 3.375, which is your negative. So if you see at 2 it is negative, so 3 it is positive. Now at 2.5 it is again negative. So if it is negative at 2.5, that means next root lies between 2.5 and 3. Now again take the average of these two. That means your new root, that is x1 and 3, because at x1 it is negative, at 3 it is positive. So take the average of this, that is 2.75. Then again put this value in a function to just check whether the sign is positive or negative. In this particular bisection method, we are interested only in the sign of this function, not the value. So after calculating, this sign is your positive, so we may replace 3 this time. So root lies between your x1 at which the value of function is negative, and at x2 its value is your positive. So next root lies between x1 and x2, that means 2.5 plus 2.75 divided by 2, and it give you a 2.625. Again put in a function, check what you get. It is negative, so you replace your this x1 this time. So that means root lies between your x2 and x3. You again get the one value. Now again calculate the function at x4. You get some values, then you check whether it is positive and negative. Accordingly you consider x2 or x3. Replace one of them with your x4 by checking or considering your roots having function having opposite sign between these 2 points. So after going through in the same way, you get the next approximation x5, 6, 7, so on. So if you see these results, last two approximation are same up to your 3 decimal points. So the final answer it assume is 2.7064, right? So another thing, if you want to calculate the negative root of your above equation, the same example, so just to negative root, you just replace fx by minus fx first. So minus fx, if you put here, the equation is your minus x cube plus 4x plus 9 is equal to 0, and you can try the same on this. Or if you directly want to do, already you calculate the one positive root, so for the negative root, just you use the minus sign, the root of this equation actually, right? One more example we may consider. So the bisection method, find an approximate root of an equation of the equation sin x is equal to 1 by x. So in this equation we have a sine function, that means this is called the transcendental equation. So we may rewrite this equation first, and that can be written as your x sin x, and put 1 on left hand side, so minus 1 is equal to 0. So it already given us we calculate between your 1 and 1.5 and carry out computation up to 7th stage. So the little tricky point in this example, where it is already given here measure in radian, but if it is not given, still if you see here, we multiply x, that is algebraic term, in with your trigonometric term. So we always use your this algebraic term in term of your radian. Hope you know that. But normally your this trigonometric function we work in your degree. But you know that the always your in one function your all calculation should be in a one term only. Either it is in a radian, either it is in a degree. So as normal algebraic expression, like you have 1 also here, x also here, these are the radian quantity. So we must work or do calculation on the sin x on the radian only, not in the degree. Hope so it's clear. So for that I just needed to show you one thing, that is uh, so hope so it is visible to you, right? Scientific calculator. So in your scientific calculator, if you calculate your cos, at it is written here COSD, D for degree here. So cos 1, if you calculate here cos, it is 1 and it is cos. So if you see here, the value of cos 1 in degree is 0.99999, right? But if you calculate same in term of your radian, your cos of 1 in radian, so its value is 0.540. So there is a lot of difference between a degree calculation and radian calculation. So always when you go for your trigonometric expression, particularly in a system of equation, please do your calculation in your radian quantity, not in your degree. So again back to your this. So for that you needed to choose the option of the radian in calculator. It is also available in the all kind of calculator, maybe Casio you can opting, right? So anyhow, so that is an important point you need to consider. So at 1, if you calculate, it is 1 and sine 1 minus 1. You may check on your calculator sine 1. So but this calculation should be in term of radian. Kindly choose the radian option first, then you can calculate this, right? In a scientific calculator we can do directly, but here it convert your, in this particular example, it is not required for us when you using the calculators. It convert your this one into a radian into a degree first and then calculating through the degree, but you can do directly through the calculator. I'm again showing you, this is 1 sine 1 and minus 1. So we may show you once again. So I'm just a minute. So it was your 1 multiply, I'm choosing radian first, and here sine 1 minus 1. So if you see this calculation, it is showing something minus 0.1585. So you may just consider this minus 0.1585. I can just do the complete calculation again for you, and for that I make it 0 first. Now it is 1 into sine 1 minus 1, sorry, it is 1 into sine 1 minus 1, which is equal to minus 0.1585. So you may see this now. Yeah, so directly you can calculate through the calculator. Now similarly for 1.5 you can do the same calculation. So if you see here at 1.5 it is positive, at your this it is negative. So obviously your root lies between this 2.1 and 1.5. Just take the average of these two. So average of these two, 1 plus 1.5 divided by 2 is 1.25. Now calculate again the function at this point 1.25. So at 1.25 its value is your plus, that means your positive, that is 0.18627. So if you see here at 1 it is negative, so at this 1.25 it is positive, so obvious next root lies between 1 and 1.25. So just take the average of these two, that is 1.125. Now again check the sign of the function at x2, it is again positive, so root lies between again your previous negative value and this positive, not these value, at the point where these values come. So at 1 the function is negative, at this x2 your function is your positive. Sorry. So similarly you can go for the third approximation. Again check the sign, it is negative, but x2 its value is positive, so root lies between your x3 and x2. Again check the for the fourth iteration, again you can check the mean of the or these last two value where the function having the opposite sign, and x4 is your 1.09375. Again check the value of function at your x4, it is negative, but at x2 it was positive, so root lie between x2 and x4. You calculate your x5. Similarly you go through with this kind of things, and at your x5 it was this, x3 this is this. Again check seventh iteration is this one. If you see this two iteration x6 and x7, the result is about to be the same up to 2 decimal points. So we may say the desired accuracy is this, up to 2 decimal points here. If you require more accuracy, you can go for one more or two more steps here. So this is your end of your bisection method. You can do some example your own. Okay, thank you.